Top 3 things you need to do when starting a dumpster business.
First thing you guys want to do is get 14-ply tires. This is why, guys, I get nailed in my tire every single week. This reduces sidewall squat on your trailer. You guys will get customers that overload your dumpsters or trailers. All right, guys, straight out of the factory, these things are going to be wound up, not in the best way. Every time you guys use your winch, wind it up correctly. You don't want to be beating this thing up. Most critical thing, guys, for a one-man operation, upgrade to wireless. Winch remote, dump remote.
Make sure you like and follow us.
So a lot of people have been asking what the cost of our setup is. So I'm gonna do a quick video on the cost of our setup. In the front, we got the F350 Super Duty Lariat Edition. Of course, it's a 4-wheel drive. We need that for towing this bad boy. Long bed with the gooseneck hookup. We bought this thing used at around 150,000 miles for $23,000, which was a steal. Next up is our PJ trailer. Everybody's familiar with this bad boy. This is our roll-off dumpster trailer. And this straight off the retail yard cost us $12,500. And our 20 yards were $7,500. 23 for the truck, $12,500 for the PJ, 3 20-yarders at $7,500. Grand total $58,000. You ever wonder where your trash goes once it leaves your house? Come on, I'll take you to landfill where I drop it off every day. Now the cool thing about a landfill is they actually use the waste to harvest the methane and produce energy, typically to send back to your city or county. So they use that big ass roller with the spikes on it, crush all the trash, and then cover it at the end of the day with the dirt and fill in that land. So it's pretty cool to think about. Every time you throw a bag of trash away, typically that gets turned into energy at your local landfill. Let me show you how to turn your $800 into $8,000. Buy a trailer like this. Before the haters say it's not possible, here's one in Tucson. Not bad. Next, you'll need to get all this stuff right here done. Pause the screen. Then jump over to Facebook Marketplace and start renting this thing out. Also, be sure to tell literally everybody you have it for rent. Your major goal is to get it rented out 15 days out of the 30-day month. If you're really smart, you'll start marketing for half-day rentals, which means you can rent it twice a day. You get these all the time. Now, if you're good at it, you just gave yourself an $8,000 to $10,000 raise. Congratulations. Or you could scale 1, 2 more different types and keep it going. Make sure you follow for more. Stop spending all your money on NFTs. Save that money and buy a trailer like this. This cost us $800 when we first bought it. Then rent these trailers several times a week for $40 and $55 a pop. Save that money, reinvest for another trailer. Now, if you do this properly and continue to reinvest by getting new trailers and rent those trailers out, it should only take you about 6 months to generate enough revenue to buy something like this. This is where the real magic starts to happen. Every time you dump this, depending on your local rates, charge about $400 to $500 every time you bring back an empty dumpster. Rinse, repeat, scale, stack that cash. I get this question all the time. These guys right here are covered by what's called inland marine insurance. It depends on state to state who you go with. Call your local insurance agency and ask for inland marine. Yeah, you know this is a big problem, so let me show you what we do. When we drop the dumpster off, we show them exactly where the fill lines are for each material. On the inside, we have our spray painted concrete, shingles, trash, etc. Then comes the contract. That's the big deal right there. You gotta lay out everything you want them to do here in this rental agreement. And we explain to them, if you overload this dumpster, this is what's gonna happen. Pause the video and read this contract. We make sure that we physically flip to this part in the contract, and we explain to them you're gonna get charged this fee right here if we have to offload this thing, and then of course your over tonnage. Simply put, customers just don't care about your equipment, so you have to cover yourself, thus the need for the contract. Friday, baby! Let's go do a couple dumpsters. know what's great about this job? What's great is it's such a minimal time commitment. Realistically, such an easy skill to learn with such a high profit margin. I don't know. Being a trash man ain't so bad. There's only one side hustle you need to know about in order to quit your job today, and that's dumpster rentals. We originally started out with only 3 dumpsters, and now we're on our way to 9 and potentially 11. This one behind me is the small one. It rents for $365 for 5 days. My bigger 20-yard cans rent for $395 plus tax every 5 days. Most of my customers never go over that 5 days and often call me early to pick it up. On average right now, we're between 10 to 13 cans a week. That puts us roughly just shy of 20 grand a month in total revenue. Here's the best part. Currently rocking about a 72% profit margin. So if that sounds interesting to you and you think you might be able to do it, why don't you just jump on over to the website and line yourself up a consultation today, or just follow. Did you know that this dumpster right here behind me brings in over $20,000 a year? Paid $5,500 for this guy right here. Within 15 rentals, it pays itself off. I have 9 total dumpsters running at all times. The best part about it is no matter what, no matter how heavy this thing is, I always operate at a 62 to 72% profit margin. If that sounds interesting to you and you want to find out how to do it exactly how I do, then you need to do these next 2 things right now. Number 1, head over to our YouTube channel and subscribe, because at the beginning of October, I'm going to post a completely free playlist showing you start to finish how to get going renting dumpsters just like we do. 2, please follow us on TikTok and like the video so I know to make more just like it. I worked 90 hours last month and grossed $25,000 in my dumpster business. Originally, this started out as a side hustle and is pretty much a part-time job now. And I have not reinvested any of my own capital, only reinvested company profits for the past 6 months. If you have 4 extra hours during your work week that you can commit to a part-time job or a side hustle, let's line up a consultation and I'll show you exactly how. Make sure you hit the website and grab whichever one you like. You know, the single most recession-proof side hustle / small business is trash removal. Now I know what you're thinking. Who wants to hang out at a stinky old dirty dump all day? But let me tell you, what you just witnessed right here was probably the highest ROI small business that you've seen to date. Now inside of 6 months, I've gone from 3 dumpsters to 9 of these dumpsters, and each one of them, no matter what, every time I bring it back makes me $205. And on the high end, it brings me close to $305. Last month, I cleared 38 dumpster rentals, so you do the math. So if you'd like to learn more about how to run your own trash company or side hustle, then you should be following us here on Instagram and on YouTube. We're about to drop a series, and before you know it, you could be off by lunch every day, moving on to your next task or starting your next business. Top 3 side hustles I'd start in 2023. Let's go. Number 1, trailer rentals. Number 2, dumpster rentals. And number 3, handyman work. Trailer rentals are really simple. You're renting out your trailer to other people in exchange for money. That's it. Of course, dumpster rentals is what we do primarily here at Go Trailer. The investment is obviously a little bit higher than trailer rentals. However, your ROI is also much greater as well. We're talking a 60 to 70 hour time commitment for me each month, and the company gross is over 25K. And of course, handyman work. In most states, you don't even need a license. For instance, here in Arizona, if you're conducting handyman work for jobs that are under $1,000, you don't need a license at all. Read between the lines there. If you guys like this type of video and you'd like for me to go further in depth on each one of these on how to get started and scale that side hustle, please make sure you comment below so I know and can make a video in the future. Do you think anybody can do this job?
If you've ever backed up a trailer before, or if you wanted to learn and actually put in a little bit of time, I think anybody could. I think anybody could learn to do it.
What Nate's talking about is our roll-off dumpster company, Go Trailer. When it comes to businesses, this is probably one of the most simple businesses you could ever own or operate. You pick up people's trash, you take it to the dump, you drop the dumpster back off at the next location. Crazy part is our profit margins have never been below 52% month after month. And let's face it, the one thing we don't stop producing ever is trash. It's not sexy, but it's profitable. What's the hardest thing you learn about the job?
The hardest thing to learn about the job is getting the exact alignment for your skids to line up with the front rollers on the can. Once you figure out your points of aim through the mirrors and looking over your shoulder when you're backing up, it's pretty easy after that.
If you're not already following us, you should be. Make sure to hit that button. If you're in need of some upfront capital to help your business or side hustle get started, here's a strategy we're using and you should try. So a ton of our clients or our customers are with us from year to year, which means they spend an average amount during each year. A strategy that we're employing to generate a ton of capital at the beginning part of the year is we're contacting all of our customers and clients and offering them a 10 to 15% discount based off of the average services that they used from our company last year. For instance, we contact client A. Client A used approximately $30,000 in services last year at our company. We asked client A, how would they like to save 10 or 15% on the services that they're already using at our company every single year? Naturally, the client's paying attention and would love to save that kind of money because it affects their bottom line. We then offer them a 10 or 15% discount if they pay for all of their services up front. Surprisingly enough, this works very, very well. We think you should try it as it helps to produce a ton of upfront capital at the beginning of the year. That way you can get the ball rolling. Best of luck and make sure that you follow for more.